Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody is doing well out there. We're a little bit warmer in my part. Still beautiful skies and not too warm. I think today is maybe 73 degrees. Already went out for a walk. I think I'm going to go out for another walk a little bit later. But today I want to do a little video on the raw vegan lifestyle for beginners. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you go down there and hit that subscribe button now. Then click on the little bell so you'll get notifications and you'll see when I put out new videos. And I got a lot of videos. Come go back through some of the old videos and see what I've done throughout the years. Almost 9.5 now. Wow, 10's going to come up before I know it. 10 will be like June of 2022. But raw vegan lifestyle for beginners. One thing I want to say to start this video, because too many people, in my opinion, but of course everything's always my opinion. I'm not arrogant enough to think I'm right about everything. I'm not arrogant enough to think I have all the answers. Watch out for people that do, but this thing is not a religion. Do not make this thing a religion. Do not follow the people that make this thing a religion. This is a way of eating. I found that's very beneficial for my body. I got in it for my health, and it has not let me down since. But like I say, I've just kind of had to avoid a lot of the mainstream raw vegan stuff throughout the years because I just don't have any tolerance for that kind of culty religion type feel to it. And don't take anybody's word for anything. Let's go on from that, because within religion there's always gurus, and there are tons of raw food gurus out there. And listen, I think sometimes people think I'm throwing shade and saying don't watch any of this stuff. Watch everything. I don't care if you watch. I mean, you know, it's not going to hurt you if you watched 12 hours a day on the raw vegan lifestyle. If that's what you want to do, you don't necessarily need to do that. Just don't necessarily grab onto one particular person, make that person kind of your person, your guru, and just follow everything they do and say. Because I see that too much on social media, and it's because people don't understand between the people that really have some maybe information that can help them health-wise and brands. There's tons of brands on Instagram that are huge. I see them every day, and they come and go. And you know what? I even saw one not too long ago, not a big account, but they're not even vegan anymore. And I'm not throwing any shade at somebody if they're not vegan anymore. I mean, they got to work that stuff out on their own. But the reason I'm saying that, and the reason I will kind of poke a little bit at that, is a lot of these people that are not vegan anymore, and they're not even doing it anymore. At one point, they were the ones that were the most dogmatic, the most religious. This is the way. This is the truth. Only raw food. Cooked food is poison. So, you know, be careful of who you're listening to. You want to walk before you run. I know people are eager when they come, start finding something new, and you want to jump in as much as you can. And for some people, but I'm going to say that's a very low percentage of people that just hear about the raw food diet or raw vegan lifestyle and just start doing it and go straight to 100% raw. If that's even your goal in the first place, I don't harp on that. Like I always say, it's always health before how raw are you or whatever. Well, what are you eating? It's not enough just to say, well, I'm fully raw. I mean, within that fully raw, are you getting the things that your body needs? And this is not for me to say that you can't. I mean, you can get all the things your body needs eating fully raw. That's just your choice one way or another. But walk before you run. It's not going to hurt you to take steps. It's not going to hurt you to, say, get following a whole food plant-based diet under your belt before you worry about being fully raw or how raw you are. Until you are eating whole food, plant-based. What does that mean? That means real food. That doesn't mean something in a package in the store. That doesn't mean like, things with 6 or 7 or 8 different ingredients in them. I'm talking about if you're eating cooked, things like sweet potatoes, other potatoes, quinoa, legumes, fruits, vegetables, but eat real food. Eat real food. And when you get to a place where you're eating a good version of whole food plant-based diet, then worry about how raw you go. But one thing I've always liked for a number of different things throughout my life is progressions. And that's the thing too. You need to make a plan But I can't make a plan for you. And people always want somebody else to make a plan for them, to make a program for them. But I'm not you. You're not me. I don't know your habits. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know your psychology. I don't know your mentality. So you really need to be the one to figure out what's my process. And basically it's like getting from point A to point B. How do I get from point A to point B? I mean, come on. Let's say if you did 90 days. 90 days, you're starting from scratch. You're starting at the very beginning. If you just even did each day for 90 days, nothing else. This would be a good challenge for somebody to throw out there and do. Just for 90 days to do better every day, to step forward every day. Doesn't matter how big a step is, doesn't matter how much you progress, but for 90 days, you never take a step back. There's not that, oh, I slipped up or did this. And people slip up because they try to do things they're really not ready for. Listen, now this is what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend that you try to go fully raw vegan overnight, because that's, for 99% of the people, that's just a recipe for disaster. But you could go vegan overnight. So day one, you could start by being vegan. You don't want now. Forget about what I just said about the whole foods, like the stuff. Go vegan. If you're on a standard American diet, you may have been on a standard American diet forever. Go vegan. There's enough products out there. There's fake meats. There's little treat stuff. There's this. There's that. That you can do the vegan thing overnight. Now, I thought, like I said a little while ago, I was harping on the whole foods. But that's day one. You're vegan. You've made such a change just from switching over. Now, the next day, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Maybe you get rid of one thing processed and you add one more thing, whole food, even raw in there. Let me tell you what my opinion is. The best place for anybody to start on raw food, and for anybody, even if you're not trying to follow a raw food diet, but just want a little something that would be a healthy habit you could follow for the rest of your life, wake up in the morning and eat fruit. Have one raw meal a day. Start your day off with a raw meal of fruit or a smoothie, but something simple like that. We're breaking the fast, and there's no better way than that. And there's nothing better for breakfast than fruit. I mean, every once in a while I'll do something a little bit different, but I think over almost 10 years, 99% of mornings is fruit for me. And that's the way you start, and you start right there. And like I say, if you're trying to get to a high version of a raw food diet, or even a fully raw food diet, that's what you do. I like progressions. I've always liked progressions where you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. You just do a little bit more day after day after day after day for 90 days. One day, you drop something. Maybe the next day you add a habit within there, or you add a new food. And then with the goal at the end of 90 days, regardless of not even about how raw you are, but at least at the end of that 90 days, be whole food plant-based, where you're eating, real food. Maybe doing it salt, oil, and sugar-free. Sugar, excluding fruit, of course. And there's no word. I'm just saying, don't put the pressure to be raw above the pressure to get to that whole food plant-based diet, because it's not like, hopefully you're going to live for a long time. That 90 days, what do you do at the end of that 90 days? You can do another 90 days and get further raw. What if it took you, let's just say theoretically, if you really developed a plan for yourself, knowing your own psychology and how you work, what if it took you 6 months? I mean, you're not doing it now. You've never done it in your life. What if it took you 6 months? Big deal. Big deal. Or you can feed your ego, and you can say every day, nope, I'm going to be fully raw, trying to do something you're not ready for, constantly slipping up, constantly going back on a juice fast, slipping up again, going back on another fast, gaining weight, losing weight, that yo. It's bad psychologically. It's not only just bad on the body, it's bad psychologically, because you see people do this all the time, and then they're all sad and they feel bad about themselves, and then what they end up doing is usually doing something, they double down and maybe, binge eat or whatever. But just think rationally. I know a lot of people see the raw vegan lifestyle or the raw food diet and think all this woo-woo stuff and a bunch of hippies and a bunch of people just spouting this and that, but actually dive into it yourself. Study it a little bit yourself. Don't, like I say, do not take my word for anything. Don't take anybody's word for anything. Just take some of these things, like when I give resources and whatever, just take those, run with them. If they don't make any sense to you, don't ever come back to my channel again. I don't mean that like to run you off. I'm just saying, don't let me waste your time. If that doesn't resonate with you, find something that resonates with you. It's as simple as that. We put we get just too much into our heads about how we eat sometime. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'll finish with this. It's a great thing when you get to a place where you don't even worry about, you just eat. You don't think about food. I shouldn't eat this. I'm worrying about my weight. I do this. You just eat. I eat every single day. I don't restrict myself, and I just eat. I'm never hungry. If I'm hungry, I go pick up something and eat it. That's freedom. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here at the end of the week. Peace.